Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to read you a story called President Taft is Stuck in the Tub. Looks to me like this will be a funny one. Let's see. William Howard Taft was the 27th President of the United States. He busted monopolies, instituted the federal income tax, and became the only president to also serve as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. But today, President Taft is stuck in his bathtub. "Blast," said Taft, "this could be bad." He looks too big for that tub to me. What do you think? He squeezed and he shimmied, and he hefted and stretched. He gripped the rim of the tub and attempted to lift himself, but it was no use. President Taft was stuck in the bath. Taft took a deep breath and tugged his mustache. "Think, Taft," said Taft. "Use that big noggin and cook up a plan." 2 hours passed. The water got cold and President Taft was still stuck in the bath. "I hope," said Taft, "that nobody notices I'm missing." Someone knocked at the door. "Double blast," said Taft. "Blast and draft." Drat. "Willie." Oh dear, it was Taft's wife, the First Lady of the United States of America. "You've been in there for a while. Is everything fine?" Taft splashed in the tub. "Yes, Nellie," he said. "I'm just scrubbing my back." "I see," said Nellie. "Are you quite sure?" "Oh, blast," shouted Taft. "Why can't a man have a nice, quiet bath?" Nellie said, "Oh, sorry, Willie." She sniffed. Taft felt bad. "My love," said Taft, "I'm stuck in the bath." "So you are," said Nellie. She thought. "Well, perhaps it's a disaster," said Taft. "Well, yes, but perhaps," "Blast, perhaps," shouted Taft. "We need action, a plan. Please be a sweetie and call the vice president." The vice president came and stood by the tub. "Well, Jim," said Taft, "I'm stuck in the tub." "I see," said the VP. "Well, you've called the right man. I'm ready to be sworn in as the President of the United States of America." "Blast that," bellowed Taft. "A preposterous plan." "Perhaps," said the First Lady. "Call the Secretary of State," shouted Taft. "Mr. Secretary," said Taft, "I'm stuck in the bath." "Indeed," said the Secretary of State. "Let me put this diplomatically, but a man of great stature needs not be of great girth, and so—" "Blast, man," shouted Taft, "are you calling me fat?" "No, sir." The Secretary of State was taken aback, "but certainly a diet combined with calisthenics." "Blast diet," said Taft. "I need something fast." "Should we swear me in as president now?" asked the vice president. "Call the Secretary of Agriculture," shouted President Taft. "Mr. Secretary," said Taft, "I'm stuck in the bath." Said the secretary. "A huge vat of butter should do the trick. We'll have 50 farmers milk 50 cows. If Congress spends the night churning, we should have enough. We'll grease up your sides and the sides of the tub, and then you'll slide right out." "Blast butter," said Taft. "As soon as I'm out, I'll just need—" oh, I'm missing a word. "As soon as I'm out, I'll just need a bath," because he'll be covered with butter. "Perhaps," said the First Lady. "Call the Secretary of War," shouted President Taft. "Mr. Secretary," said Taft, "I'm stuck in the bath." "Well, yes," said the Secretary, "we'll soon see to that." What's that? Taft asked. Dynamite. Taft was aghast. We'll just need a few sticks of TNT and a rather long fuse, and boom, you'll be free. We'll blast this old tub into smithereens. Blasting, said Taft. That's dangerous, man. Well, you'd be wearing a helmet, said the Secretary of War. No, shouted Taft. Don't you think President James Schoolcraft Sherman sounds catchy? Said the Vice President. No, shouted Taft. Perhaps, said the First Lady, call the Secretaries of Navy, Treasury, and the Interior, shouted President Taft. Send deep-sea divers into the tub. Throw money at the problem, said the Secretary of Treasury. The answer is inside you, said the Secretary of the Interior. Blast that and that and that, shouted President Taft. It's clear. I'm unfit for office. A president cannot govern while stuck in a tub. Am I to be carried around this great nation in a tub borne aloft the back of 6 young men like a princeling from antiquity? No, bellowed Taft. It's un-American. Taft waved his right hand. Fetch the Chief Justice. I will resign. Let's swear Sherman in. Wait, said the First Lady. Let's not be rash. There are 8 of us here. Perhaps if we stopped using our brains and just used our arms, we could pull Willie out of the tub. It was a pretty good plan. And so those 8 great minds rolled up their sleeves and they yanked and tugged. At first, Taft wouldn't budge. But then came a squeak and a slap and a snap, and just like that, President Taft flew from the tub. Oh my goodness, he went right out the window. There were many glad cries. Taft kissed his wife. A celebration ensued, and somebody called in the band. There was dancing and snacks, and the Secretary of State raised his glass. A toast, he said, to President Taft. Worry not, great man. 100 years hence, no one will recall that you were stuck in the tub. Our grandchildren's grandchildren will read of your many great feats. The crowd broke into applause. Speech, speech, they all said. The band stopped, and Taft cleared his throat. Those gathered were rapt. Would somebody hand me a robe, he asked. And that's that. So here's a little note from the author of this story. Some people say that President Taft got stuck in the bath on March 4th, 1909, his inauguration day. Others say it happened later in his term. Depending on who's talking, it took 2 men to pry him out, or 4 men plus a gallon of lolly-blolly, which is butter mixed with lobster liver. Of course, many say that Taft never got stuck at all. What follows is what we know for certain. On August 5th, 1910, President Taft denied ever commissioning a special Taft-sized tub. There's no special bathtubs made for any executive of any particular size. Well, he was lying. When Taft took office, he had the White House bathtub removed and replaced with a tub that was 7 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, which for size and white porcelain beauty probably has no rival in the United States, according to the El Paso Herald. In 1909, according to a Minnesota newspaper, Taft had a tub with a pond-like dimensions installed for himself on the battleship, the USS North Carolina. In 1910, Taft had a giant tub put on his private yacht, the Mayflower, and later moved it from one battleship, the USS Arkansas. Was this tub the same as the one from North Carolina, or a third custom job? This is one of history's great bathtub mysteries. At least one more huge tub, 8 feet by 4 feet wide, was commissioned in 1913 for the president's suite in the Hotel Taft, where he moved after leaving office. On June 19, 1915, 2 years after Taft lost his re-election bid to Woodrow Wilson, the New York Tribune ran a front-page story headline, "Taft Displacement Floods Bathtubs in Hotel Cape May." According to the article, when the former president entered the bath, the water overflowed and trickled down upon the heads of guests in the dining room. According to the paper, as Taft boarded his train the next day, he glanced at the ocean and said, "I'll get a piece of that fenced in someday, and then I'll venture to say there won't be any overflow." But no newspapers, letters, or diaries confirmed that Taft ever lodged himself in a White House bathtub. So, did President Taft, excuse me, actually get stuck in the bath? Maybe, maybe not. But more than a century later, this is the story we're telling. And to people like me, that's all that matters. The end. Well, the one thing we can be sure of is President Taft was a really big man. And back in the time that he was the president, people didn't have showers. So there's a chance that if he was in a regular sized bathtub, he may have gotten stuck. Anyhow, that's a funny story with a little bit of history. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you don't ever get stuck in the bathtub. I'll be back to read to you again soon. Have a great rest of your day.